First up, though, this morning, we're cooking with Thunder Bay, and anyone knows delicious food can make any holiday party a big success.
Chef Mike Stigler's in the house to show us how to make their ever so popular Queso Fundido that will leave your guests wanting more. This is one of my favorite things that you make for us here.
Ever.
Yeah, it's good.
It's delicious.
It's got cheese, it's got meat, and what's not to like, right?
No, I don't remember it having meat.
Yeah, it has a little bit of chorizo in it.
Okay.
Yeah, to kind of help give it a little bit of extra flavor.
Little kick. Okay, and beans as well?
Beans as well, you bet. So you can call it healthy if you want.
It's healthy, it has beans in it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's the holiday time now, and holidays mean parties, party food, and, you know, we have the facilities out at Thunder Bay to do that for the holidays, and this is one of the items that we offer not only for our holiday banquets and parties, but it's also on our menu for lunch and for dinner.
Is this something people could whip up in a crock pot? Because I know for holiday parties, a lot of people like to serve in crock pots.
Yeah.
Can you do it that way too?
Yeah, definitely. This recipe is very, you know, you can do a lot of different things with it to be able to do it at home. So I'll kind of talk about that as we go along.
All right, let's go. And you're going to serve it in a cute little like cast iron cauldron.
A cauldron, yeah. It's a witch's cauldron.
I was just going to say, also a witch's brew cauldron. Okay.
You bet. So what we start off with, we get our little saute pan hot, and I've already prepared most of the things ahead of time. And if you're doing it at home, you know, you probably want to do something similar. So we're going to start off with a little bit of chorizo. Now, chorizo is just a spicy Spanish pork sausage. It's got a little bit of chili pepper in there. It's got some cumin in there, different flavorings to give it a little bit of spice, but it's not like overly spicy where you're going to taste it and be like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. It's more flavorful than spicy. So
yeah, you can smell the seasonings though
right
already.
Away, yeah, as soon as it hits the pan. And one thing about chorizo is it tends to have a little bit of grease in it. So what I usually like to do is brown it off ahead of time, get all that grease out of the way, so that way when it comes time to assemble your dish, you don't have to worry about that extra grease kind of separating out with everything else that you're going to put in there.
Okay.
So we've got our chorizo, which I browned ahead of time. To that, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of black beans. Now, if you wanted to use pinto beans or red beans or just omit the beans altogether, you could just as easily do that if you're not a beanie type of person.
They're the magic fruit.
But yeah, they are the magic fruit. You know. So we're going to go ahead and saute these all together like so. And the idea here is just to sort of take the chorizo and the beans and cook them together because you're trying to sort of marry those flavors together.
Molly liked that one. She hadn't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, like since I was like 10.
There you go.
You all can finish it at home. Magic fruit.
Christmas is for kids, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Go. So we got our beans.
You love being here, don't you, Mike?
I do.
Because you never know what she's going to say, right?
Sometimes Mike won't even make eye contact with me because I don't think he wants me to.
I'm trying not to engage you. I don't want to draw anything out.
Don't encourage her.
All right, so we got our beans. We got our chorizo. Now to there, we're going to add some cheese sauce, okay? Now what I've got here, we will add cheese sauce because that's what we like to do. So this is a cheese sauce that we make out at Thunder Bay. We use this as sort of a base for a couple of different dishes that we make. This has got American cheese in it, which helps to make it nice and creamy like that. It's got a little bit of cheddar cheese in there to help give it a little bit of flavor. If you were making this at home, you could use the chunks of Velveeta. You know, a lot of people like to do that. It's real easy. Just melt it down with a little bit of milk or a little bit of cream. And then if you want to add a little bit of cheddar cheese to that as well to kind of help give it a little bit of flavor. You know,
because I feel like when you use regular cheeses, sometimes it gets clumpy.
Yeah, it does. And that's why I kind of like to add a little bit of American in there too, because the American or, you know, the Velveeta both, they tend to melt down really nice and smooth. And if you kind of combine the two, you know, smoked Gouda would be another one that would be really good in here to kind of give it that smokiness. A little bit of pepper jack cheese would be delicious in there.
What I love is you're not done with the cheese yet.
No, we're not. We barely touched the surface of the cheese. So from there, we're going to go ahead and put this into our little cauldron here, as we've so named it. We're going to put that right in there, and there's a couple different reasons for putting it in here. One is that it's oven safe, because we're going to bake it in the oven. And the second one is that it makes kind of a cool looking little serving vessel. So we got that in there.
Vessel,
cauldron, serving cauldron. So to that, we're going to go ahead and add some mozzarella cheese. If you wanted to add Asiago, Parmesan, whatever your favorite cheeses are, go ahead and put those on there. And then from that, we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven and let it bake until it gets nice and kind of golden brown and bubbly in there.
Okay.
So I've got one that I started up ahead of time.
Do you know what kind of cheese you should serve at Christmas?
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh no.
What kind?
Baby cheeses.
Oh man. That is horrible. Baby, did you just make that up right now?
No, I've heard it before. I wish I could say I made it up right now, but I've heard it
kind of seems like it just came to you.
I know.
Like you had
I
an
used
epiphany.
it once.
You're like,
I used it at an event we did once.
I believe
it. A food event.
I believe
She's
it.
like, oh, she just had
I was
to
just
get
waiting
that
for
in
that.
So from there, we're going to go ahead and add some fresh-made pico de gallo. Pico de gallo is just like a fresh salsa. So that's got tomatoes in there, it's got onions, it's got cilantro, it's got lime juice. Now we're going to finish that up with a little bit of feta cheese. Now the feta cheese is going to add sort of a little bit of a salty punch on the top, and it's also going to add sort of a contrast with our melted bubbly cheeses, which we have going on inside, and then our feta cheese on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and transfer this over here with our fresh-made tortilla chips. Fresh out of the fryer.
My nuns are
you, cameraman Dave. Not for you.
And there you've got the Queso Fundido available both on the menu at lunch and dinner, and then that's also available for our holiday parties. You can get that in a big old cauldron, so to speak.
And you do parties of groups of over 2 to 100 in the restaurant?
Yeah. We have different areas where we can close the doors and kind of block it off. So if you want a private area, if you want to be out in the general population, so to speak, you can do that too. Obviously, we can do small groups. We can do groups up to 200 in size. We have a hotel that's adjacent to us that has banquet facilities as well. So yeah, we have a lot of different capabilities for Christmas. So give a call out and talk to Jackie, and we'll get you set up with the room.
My parents were there for Thanksgiving.
Really?
They said they had an awesome meal. They loved it. Yep. And you also have a New Year's. We're going to talk about it on another time on the show. But you have brunch on New Year's Day. You're open that day, right? Yeah, that's a new thing we're going to start this year because our brunch is so successful and people love it so much for the other holidays and on Sundays that we're going to do it on New Year's Day this year. Sort of a drunken brunch where people can stumble in their pajamas and have some eggs and maybe a Bloody Mary or something.
You should have this on the menu that day.
So it's really good.
Here's where you can head on out to Thunder Bay. They're right in Pewaukee, exit 94 and 164 on 294 exit.
Love it. Thank you so much, Mike. This is delicious.
Thank you.
Fantastic dip for parties.